The crack of bone splintering echoed through the acacia-dotted plains. A sound of brutal finality. Nyla's head snapped up, her mosaic fur bristling. It wasn't the sound of her pack's hunt. It was a deeper, more chilling resonance, signaling the presence of a far larger, more dominant predator. Her pack, still resting from their morning skirmish with the hyenas, stirred uneasily. Their recent impala kill was long gone, a faint scent on the wind. A low growl, vibrating with raw power, rippled across the savanna, followed by the soft, playful squawks of cubs. Lions. Nyala recognized the coalition of males that patrolled this section of their shared territory. Led by the formidable Scarface, easily identifiable by the jagged tear across his left eye. Lions Panthera leo rarely hunted wild dogs for food, but they were territorial and opportunistic. An African wild dog like Lycaon pictus, especially a lone one or a pup, was often killed to eliminate competition, not for sustenance. Nyala gave a series of soft, urgent chirps, a distinct alarm call that instantly galvanized her pack. They melted into the taller grasses, their camouflage coats blending seamlessly. Their strategy against lions was always avoidance. Direct confrontation was almost always fatal. While a large pack might mob a lone lioness or a male in defense, it was a high-risk gamble. From a kopje overlooking a watering hole, a troop of chacma baboons, Papio or Sinus, erupted in a cacophony of barks and screeches. The troop, numbering nearly 50, was led by a grizzled alpha male, his canines gleaming. Baboons, highly social and intelligent primates, are known for their complex alarm calls. Their high-pitched barks often signal aerial predators like eagles, while deeper, harsher wahoos usually indicate terrestrial threats like leopards or, in this case, lions. Their elevated position gave them a panoramic view, and their alarm served as a secondary warning for Nyala's pack. Peering through the swaying grass, Nyala saw them. A pride of lions, 7 lionesses, 2 coalition males, and critically 5 rambunctious cubs no older than a few months. The cubs tumbled over each other, batting at their mothers' tails, oblivious to the watchful eyes of other predators. Lionesses, as the primary hunters, formed the core of a pride, often related and cooperatively raising their young. The males, like Scarface, protect the territory and ensure genetic diversity, but the cubs are the responsibility of the entire pride, especially their mothers and aunts. One particularly adventurous cub, a tiny fluff ball with enormous paws, strayed from the pride, batting at a butterfly. A sudden sharp bark from an adult baboon, followed by a chorus of warning calls, alerted the closest lioness. She immediately shifted her gaze, scanning the periphery. Lionesses are incredibly vigilant, especially with vulnerable cubs, whose survival rate is often low due to predation, starvation, and even infanticide by rival males. The wild dogs held their breath. Tembo, the young male injured in the last skirmish, whimpered softly, his fear palpable. Nyala nudged him with her nose, a silent command for stillness. The last thing they needed was to draw the attention of a pride this large. The baboons, still agitated, began to move. Their strong males, armed with formidable canines and considerable strength, positioned themselves defensively around the females and younger baboons. While not direct predators of lions, a large, aggressive baboon troop could certainly deter a smaller, less determined threat, or at least serve as a noisy distraction. Their diet is varied, including fruits, roots, insects, and even small vertebrates, making them adaptable and always aware of food sources, which often brings them into close proximity with other large animals. Suddenly, another cackle, unmistakable and irritatingly familiar, drifted from the east. Hyenas, Zira's clan. It seemed the scent of the lion kill had drawn them in. This was the savanna's perpetual dance, a hierarchy of power, where every meal was a potential battleground. The lions had just brought down a large wildebeest, its scent now attracting all other carnivores within miles. Scarface let out a deep, rumbling growl, a warning that vibrated through the ground. It was a clear message to the approaching hyenas. This kill belonged to the pride. The hyenas, though numerous, usually avoided direct, prolonged confrontation with a full pride of lions over a fresh kill, especially with dominant males present. They often waited for lions to finish or attempted to steal scraps. Nyala weighed her options. The hyenas might distract the lions, creating a window for her pack to move more freely. But it also meant more danger, more chaos. Wild dogs are highly adapted to their environment, their unique social structure and cooperative hunting making them incredibly efficient. But they are also acutely aware of their place in the food chain. Lions and hyenas represent the biggest threats to their packs, especially to their vulnerable pups. As the hyenas cautiously approached, their nervous giggles filling the air, the wild dog pack remained hidden, silent. The grand drama of the African plains unfolded before them, a testament to the brutal beauty of survival. The next move would be critical, and Nyala, scarred but wise, knew their very existence depended on it. The air still thrummed with the low growls of Scarface's pride and the nervous cackles of Zira's hyenas, a standoff brewing over the wildebeest kill. Nyala's pack remained motionless, a single collective breath held tight. The baboons on the kopje continued their agitated barks, their sentinels watching the drama unfold below. Escape was paramount, Nyala signaled with a subtle flick of her tail. They would not risk breaking cover directly towards the lions or the approaching hyenas. Instead, they veered west, utilizing a dry riverbed as their concealed pathway. Their objective, a distant waterhole known to be less frequented by the larger predators at this time of day. As they moved, silent as shadows, the ground began to tremble. A deep, rhythmic drumming grew louder, accompanied by the earthy scent of dust and dung. Nyala's sensitive ears swiveled forward, identifying the sound. A buffalo herd. Her pack instinctively pressed themselves flatter against the earth. African buffalo, treacherous kaffir, are one of Africa's big five and notoriously unpredictable and dangerous, especially if startled or if calves are present. A bull can weigh over 2,000 pounds, and their formidable horns are capable of disemboweling a lion. Through a gap in the thorny scrub, Nyala saw them, a thundering mass of muscle and horn easily 200 strong, moving towards the main watering hole, oblivious to the predator standoff nearby. Calves, their coats a lighter reddish-brown, trotted close to their mothers, protected within the tightly knit herd. This was the buffalo's strength. Numbers and an aggressive herd defense forming an impenetrable wall against threats. Suddenly, a flash of spotted gold amidst the branches of an old sausage tree, higher up than any wild dog could climb, a pair of intense emerald eyes fixed on the buffalo herd. A leopard, Panthera pardus. Solitary and supremely agile, leopards are master ambush predators. Their incredible strength allows them to drag kills, often heavier than themselves, up into trees to keep them safe from scavengers like hyenas and even lions. This individual, a sleek female, was clearly sizing up a young buffalo calf, a meal that could sustain her for days. The leopard, a ghost of the savanna, remained unseen by the buffalo, her spotted rosette patterns providing perfect camouflage against the dappled light of the tree. Her target, a calf grazing slightly away from its mother, was a tempting if risky prospect. Leopards are incredibly powerful, but a full-grown buffalo is not prey they would typically tackle directly. A calf, however, presented an opportunity. As the wild dog pack continued their stealthy movement, another animal darted into their view, a dazzle of zebras, equus quagga. These striped equids were grazers, often found alongside wildebeest. Their distinctive black and white stripes, while debated for their exact purpose, are thought to confuse predators during a chase, making it difficult to single out an individual. They are also known for their powerful kicks, capable of breaking a lion's jaw. The zebra, a mare with a young foal, moved nervously, her ears swiveling, picking up the distant sounds of the lion-hyena dispute. Zebras, like buffalo, are herd animals, relying on strength and numbers for defense. Their alarm calls, a high-pitched snort or bark, often signal danger to other herbivores on the plains. Nyala's pack edged closer to the zebras, but not with predatory intent. Wild dogs rarely hunt adult zebras, as they are too large and dangerous. Their primary prey are mid-sized antelope like impala or kudu. Instead, the zebras were an inadvertent shield, their presence creating more visual and auditory clutter that could mask the wild dog's movement. The leopard, having made her decision, launched herself from the tree with breathtaking speed, landing silently in the tall grass. She began a low stalk, using every ripple in the terrain, every whisper of the wind to get closer to the unsuspecting buffalo calf. The savanna was a complex tapestry of life and death, every creature interconnected. The distant roars of lions, the cackles of hyenas, the bellowing of buffalo, the snorts of zebra, and the silent, deadly stalk of the leopard. All were threads in the rich, brutal fabric of existence. Nyala knew her pack's survival depended on understanding these threads, on navigating the perilous dance of the plains, where allies were few and threats lurked in every shadow, always just one wrong step away from becoming part of the cycle themselves.